The much improved third generation Seat Leon looks a promising package for family hatchback segment buyers. It's still good looking and sporty to drive, but now it also gets extra media and safety tech, an impressive extra 3-cylinder petrol option, and a potent Cupra 300 performance flagship. Overall, this is exactly the car the Spanish brand needs to keep itself competitive in the Focus class sector. On the move, the Leon has a sportier feel than you'd find in other Volkswagen Group products that share its stiff, sophisticated MQB platform. With earlier generation models, that used to put off some potential buyers. But with this Mark III design, the Spanish engineers have managed to blend this car's responses with an acceptably compliant standard of ride. Most versions also get an XDS electronic differential lock that helps you get the power down more quickly out of tight corners. Only the most powerful variants get multi-link rear suspension. Engine-wise, there's a wide choice, with most options available with an extra-cost DSG auto gearbox if you want it. We'd recommend the newest unit in the lineup, a 3-cylinder, 1-litre TSI petrol unit that puts out 115 PS and, when carefully driven, is capable of returning diesel-like running costs. It can't match the returns of the volume TDI variant, of course, a 1.6-litre diesel power plant now uprated to 115 PS. We're less enamoured with the other mainstream TSI petrol engines, a 110 PS 1.2, a 125 PS 1.4, a 150 PS Eco TSI unit, and a 180 PS 1.8. Here we've elected to try the popular 2-litre TDI 150 PS model, which offers a decent combination of performance and economy. Expect 64.2 miles to the gallon on the combined cycle and 112 grams per kilometre of CO2. This 2-litre TDI engine can also be ordered in uprated 184 PS guise. At the top of the range sit the 4-wheel drive Experience soft roading estate variants. Or, if your priority is performance, the Cupra 300 models should appeal, derivatives that use a 300 PS 2-litre petrol TSI turbo engine, a setup mated to 4-wheel drive if you go for the DSG ST estate version. At the launch of this third-generation Leon model, Seat told us that their stylists used a special tool to design this car, light. Every day, the prototype was wheeled outside so the team could see how the reflections and highlights looked under the clear Spanish sun. The end result, a pure interpretation of the company's arrowhead design philosophy, is a reward for such attention to detail. A decisive, sharply drawn shape with a clean, crisp, racy look that's especially eye-catching when dressed to kill. The clever creasing didn't need changing much, so it hasn't been significantly altered as part of this mid-term facelift. If you were familiar with the original version of this car, you might notice this improved model's lower, wider bonnet and the bigger, more prominent front grille. The bumper's been restyled too, which has meant the addition of a sleeker set of front fog lights that now sit just at the top of these lower, angular corner air intakes. Let's take a seat up front, where the changes are as subtle as those made to the exterior. Even so, long-time Leon users won't take long to spot the two main ones, the addition of an electronic handbrake and a larger 8-inch centre dash infotainment screen. True, against a Golf, this interior may lose out a little in terms of chromed highlights and soft-touch plastic, but by the same token, it is in many respects a more interesting place to be, with unusual trapezoidal shapes for things like the door handles and the air vents. And in the rear seat, well, the longer wheelbase of this third-generation model made things a little more spacious back here, though it still isn't quite in a rival Skoda Octavia's league when it comes to space for knees and legs. Finally, let's take a look in the boot. Now, in both this 5-door hatch and the 3-door SC Coupe, it's 380 litres in size. It's annoying that this height-adjustable boot floor is optional on most trim levels, but it's probably worth having because when in place, it creates a separate lower storage area. push forward the 60/40 split folding rear seat back, and another advantage of this adjustable floor is that it smooths out the step in the floor you'd otherwise get with everything flat. Now in this configuration, 1,210 litres of fresh air is freed up. So, plenty has changed with this third generation Leon, but much more has remained exactly as it was, which in many ways is no bad thing. This has always been the most characterful of the Volkswagen Group family hatchback models, yet it comes with nearly all the same engineering and design integrity you'd probably end up paying a lot more for in a comparable Volkswagen Golf. True, this Leon could be more exciting in its more affordable forms, and it's no longer one of the cheapest options you could choose in this segment. Still, Seat's argument in response is that this is now one of the most technologically advanced cars of its kind. There's some truth in that. That apart, there's plenty to like here. Seat having done just enough to keep its key contender current with this mid-life package of updates. These changes probably won't be enough to win over the unconverted, but if you were already attracted to a Leon, then this one will probably satisfy you very much indeed.